Ja, herzlich willkommen zu CTVau, meine lieben Freunde vom American Football. Ich habe heute jemand da, wo ich mich sehr freue. Es ist der Mike Mattingly, der Headcoach der Granz Giants, der ja einiges zu erzählen hat. Und es ist eine Premiere, es ist das erste Mal, dass wir jemanden in der Sendung haben aus Graz. It's the first time that we have someone on the show from Graz. Hi, Mike.
Yes, hi. Thanks for having me and glad to be the first one, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, because there is a great, let's say, tradition between Vienna and the Giants. You know that because the everlasting big fight was between the Giants and the Vienna Vikings, and the
Yeah.
Giants had a lot of Austrian championships, and the Vikings had. And now the Vikings are divided into two parts, as we know, the amateurs and the professionals. And
Yeah.
so we have a look at your beginning. How did you start to get into American football? You were born in the USA, as we all know, but
Yeah.
is it the typical career that an American child or an American boy has? Goes to high school, changes to college, and playing football as well as learning at school.
It's definitely the goal, I guess, for all of the American, young boys, men, children that when if they get to that point and they realize they're great at football is to try to be a college athlete. One, as I think everybody knows, university college in America is quite expensive. So if you're good at a sport, you can get paid as in free education to go to school. So yeah, I started when I was about 10 years old, when transitioned into high school football, was blessed to be good enough to get a scholarship and then went on to play college football. I played at two different schools, two NCAA Division II schools. One was called Tusculum College in Tennessee. That was actually my second place. And my first place I started was called Upper Iowa University, which was another Division II school in Iowa. So I did 2 years at each. And then I graduated with a degree in sports management. So yeah, my journey started early. I was about 8, 10 years old, and I played 16 years and had 4 surgeries. So then my playing career was done, and now I'm a coach. Yeah. So
So this was maybe you had to stop playing and you stayed, but you did football as longer on when you changed to be a coach. What was your first team that you made a coaching?
yeah, when I went back home after I graduated in Northern Virginia, I coached at the local high school there, two of the local high schools. And I spent 2 years doing that. And I was a school teacher also. I was doing physical education and like study hall, a period in the day where kids can do homework and study for tests throughout the day for classes they have coming up. And one day I got bored and went online and found this lovely thing about American football in Europe, and I pretty much have been here ever since, going on 7 years running now. So and here I am. Yeah. So that's kind of how it started and how I got into coaching and where I started. And now, like I said, 2024, I started in 2018, and it's the seventh season and sixth year. So
And I think you were coach in Finland, as far as I know.
yes, yeah, I went to Finland first, to the Seinäjoki Crocodiles. It's about, for regular people they don't know where that is, but to keep it easy, it's about 4 hours north of Helsinki. I was there for 2 years. They play in the highest league in Finland. Um, and then after 2 years there, I decided that at the time before the ELF, the GFL, German Football League One, was the best league in Europe. So I got a job opportunity there in 2020 with the Ingolstadt Dukes in Bavaria. And I was there for about 10 days and then locked in the house for 4 months due to COVID. So,
Uh,
and then luckily, Finland, COVID wasn't such a big deal there. They had a shortened season still at the end of 2020, like July, August. And I was able then to make my way back to Finland. And then I spent there all the way until 2022. So I was pretty much, yeah, I coached in Finland the first 5 years of my career from 2018 until 2022, and then met my wife and we have our daughter. So I guess you could say Finland is kind of my home for now, second home, first home, whatever you want to call it at the current moment.
I think Finland, as far as I know, is a very good country for playing football and coaching football teams. Because if you look at the current teams in the European League in football, maybe at the Vienna Vikings, they have got
Yep.
three guys from Finland there.
Yep, yep. They have a few Helsinki Roosters.
Yeah.
They have Elmari Lalo, who
Hmm.
actually played for me with the Helsinki Wolverines. His dad was my ex-boss. He was the president of our team, so I know Elmari and him very well. And yeah, Finland's a great country to play football in. As you guys know, they were in the European final. Austrian beat them in the European Championships. They have a good youth program. I think they're a little behind on the facility fan aspect of how seriously it's taken, but of the talent of how good the players are, it's definitely one of the better countries in Europe for sure.
So let's have a look at the Graz Giants at the current situation. We had two emails going from me to you, from
Yep.
you to me, and I was writing for the playoffs against a team which might not be in the final game because
Yeah.
there's something changed. Can you help us a little bit out in the situation? Who is your opponent now in this game? Who are going to?
Yeah. So we were supposed to play the Danube Dragons, and they came in third place, and everything was all good. And then we had the notification from the league saying there was, I guess, one illegal play where they had two Americans on the field. The Austrian quarterback didn't take the snap or whatever the clear rule is, and they gave Prague the 35-0, I guess you would say, forfeit victory,
Mhm.
which then changed the points between the two games. So Prague had won 35-0 technically, and the Dragons won the second game against them 14-10. So the point differential goes to Prague, which then propels them to third place and moves the Dragons to fourth place.
Mhm.
So we were told that we will be getting hopefully some type of official announcement actually today from the league on the not the score but the playoff change. But so we are 99% sure we will be playing Prague in 2 weeks, and we are just waiting for the official league announcement of the change of the playoffs, which I hope comes, as they say, today, because we need to know, Prague needs to know, the Dragons especially need to know, because they have actually their regular season final this weekend against the Ducks. So it's pretty important that it becomes officially clear to everyone and not just what we think is going to happen. But we are preparing to play Prague, and that's what it seems like is going to happen in 2 weeks.
The rumors going around this game against Prague, maybe I think they came out a little bit too early with these informations because, as you say, you will know it today. Today is Monday, the 1st of July, for our viewers. And the games are ahead of us, maybe the next weekend and then the next weekend after that. So it's not really the what are you going to expect from the new opponent? Maybe what are going to I don't want you to tell us your secrets on the
Of
game plan,
course. Yeah.
but you know what I mean. You change your strategy maybe, and what will it be? A little bit in common, not too deep.
Yeah, both the Dragons in Prague, they like to run the football. So in that sense, it's the same. We'll prepare for trying to stop the run. As everyone knows, the Dragons have Madre London, and Prague as a team. Prague leads the league in rushing, I believe, per game. They have a new quarterback. He's only played 1.5 games. He played against the Rangers 2 weeks ago, and then he played the first half against us. He's very athletic, very fast. He's a kind of a magician back there. He's hard to tackle. So for us, that will be our number one goal, is to try and slow down the running game and see if we can tackle and stop the quarterback. We did a pretty good job when we played Prague in Prague a few weeks ago, but he is very dangerous, and we have to make sure that we're ready to be able to tackle a guy like that and not let him kind of run around. And then when those things happen, normally crazy things happen, and crazy things can lead to big plays, and big plays can lead to unfortunate events for us. So we're hoping that we can contain that and see how it goes.
If you, when you went on the first time on the training field from the Giants, did you feel something like this is a team with long year tradition, which started way back before 2000, maybe 1985, 86. Do they breathe there, the football sport, like a game which was played since decades here?
Yeah.
I mean, the
So
great addition.
when I first got here, I had in 2023 January, I came beginning of the year 2 years ago. I had known about the Giants, of course, from, like you said, the tradition and seeing it everywhere and just hearing about it through the European football channels. And I was very excited to be hired as the head coach. And I knew there was a tradition. And the year before I got here, there wasn't the best season. They were 3-7. But as I watched all the games from that season before I arrived, me and my other assistant coaches, and Coach Cody Kent, who's been my OC for 2 years, another American, we both said there's lots of potential. There's lots of commitment from the club, the fans, the players, that they know the tradition that is supposed to be upheld. So it was a different feeling, knowing that there's a lot of support and people want this thing to be good, and they're not just playing football because they like it. Of course, they like it and love it, but there's a tradition they want to uphold, and you could tell right away from the first training session that the guys wanted to make sure, hey, we got the Giants back to where we should. Last year we were 8-2, unfortunately lost to the Dragons in the semifinals, but a big turnaround. Then this year we were 9-1, and we went back to the international stage, the CEFL, which was a big step for the Giants. We beat the Serbian champions. Of course, unfortunately, we lost to the French champions, the Danube Black Panthers. Congratulations to them. Actually, they just won the French championship this past weekend. So at least we can say we lost to a champion of another country, but it's good to see that transformation of we're doing well in the AFL again, and now we're hosting a home playoff game, which is the first time I think we've had a semifinal in Graz since 2016, the last time they made the Austrian Bowl, so almost 8 years. And then on the CEFL international stage. So it's a really cool thing to see the progress and how should I say it, how much the guys really want to uphold the standard and say, hey, we were the ones that kind of brought the Giants back almost to that glory stage.
As a head coach, you also have, I think, an eye on the younger teams in the Giants. How important are the youth players, and how are important are, let's say, kids playing flag football for first, and then they going into tackle? How important is that for you? And did you had an eye on that in Graz too?
Yeah, so I don't have much involvement with the youth program as in coaching wise, but ideas, how things work. Of course, my eyes are there all the time. We've just added a U9 and a U11 flag team this past year. So we have 3 units of flag, 9, 11, and 13. And then, of course, the units of tackle football. We had a pretty good season in the 14. We won, I think, 3 or 4 games. The U16, unfortunately, didn't win a game last year, but they were drastically improved. They competed every game, where 2 years ago was a beginning stage again. So we're building the youth program more and more, and we're getting better. And then the U18, the U20 group, as I think everyone saw yesterday, we had 12 representatives from the Giants with Team Austria. So that won the bronze medal, first time ever in a world championship to get a medal. So it's a really nice thing to see that we have so much young talent and a lot of coaches that are helping there. Coach Stefan Pokorny, our youth coordinator, Chris Promitzer, who's trying to build it up more and more. So it's really becoming a big thing. And now it's just, as it's the same for everybody, probably besides the Vikings, is getting as many kids into the program to be a Giant and work and go through the program. So
I think the program really worked because to win against the team of the motherland of football,
yeah.
it's really this was amazing. I haven't seen it, but I saw some comments on the internet and some pictures and little snippets from the videos. A great thing.
No, it was amazing. They played really well, and to have, like I said, the second amount of representatives on the team. I think the Vikings had 17 players, and we had 12 of our own. So it was a great showing from all of Austria, and especially like I'll be proud of my Giants guys to represent themselves, the Giants, then of course Austrian football all alone to say, hey, we won a bronze medal and almost beat Canada as well, who won the gold medal. So it was a really good showing for Austrian football as a whole that, hey, we can compete with anybody in the world, regardless of who shows up. So it was really cool.
Um, will you get some players from the youth team to the team for the games in the AFL?
So yeah, all those guys that played in the World Championship all already play for us. I think 6 or 7 of the 12 are start for us, actually. So we were a little nervous going in. Of course, we want them to do really well and play there, but in case injuries happened, luckily no one got hurt, which was great. So they were able to play some extra football. Another good thing is this week we don't have a game, so technically we still have practice, but they get some kind of a week off to recover their bodies, and all 12 of those guys will rejoin us, yes, for the Austrian League playoffs.
That's real giant spirit, I think.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, and everybody's really happy here. Super proud of the guys and all of Austria. So we're just hopefully they have safe travels back, and we can't wait for them to rejoin us as we prepare for the semifinal.
Okay, let's have a look at the European League of Football. There are rumors going on in let's say in spring this year, that the Giants might have a team in the ELF.
Mm,
And there were rumors going as well from, I think, Denmark or Copenhagen, that
yeah.
some big cities in European countries should, maybe 2 or 3, will join the ELF. What is your, let's say, opinion about the ELF? Is this a good thing for the European football community, for the scene as well? Is it a booster for the American football, for Gillian sports? What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think the ELF is a good thing. I think there might need to be more. I don't know if communication is the word, but some type of something between the European League of Football and the IFAF. The transfer of players, whether it's import players or local players, that can just one day uh, tell their team in the IFAF, hey, I'm leaving, and there's nothing you can do about it. Yes, there's a contract, and yes, you can, if you want to go all the way, take them to court, but this is not a normal thing, and it's a lot of resources, a lot of money. So players tend to just come and go. I think if there's a more of a set procedure where there's more transfer rules and other things, this would be a good benefit. They did it with the GFL in the ELF this year, which was really nice, at least for one league. I think that's mainly because there's 9 teams in the ELF that are from Germany, so it made a little more sense in that way. But I think it's a good thing. You see the crowds that they get, the quality of the league, the amount of recognition European football is getting. Alone, people see the European League of Football on social media. They click on other links, and it might take them to the AFL page. It could take them to the Italian Football League page. So I think overall it's a good thing, and we'll just see, how long it lasts with, the money, the travel, everything else. This is, of course, I think is the biggest question, but they seem to be doing a pretty good job now. And yeah, we'll see in the future if they add any teams. I'm pretty sure the Granz Giants will not be one of those. It's just not something we have a plan for at the moment. But Copenhagen, yes, Scandinavian club, Stockholm, maybe in Amsterdam or London would be a great addition to the team if they can logistically figure that out for the league. But the Granz Giants at the moment will not be taking that next step. We think the AFL is good for us with our team, and we can get that international schedule with the CEFL. So if you look at it this year, we played the Wild Boars from Serbia. We played the Danube Black Panthers from France. And yes, Prague is in our league, but they still are also from a different country. So we actually played 3 teams from different countries while we're in the AFL. So I think it's as good as you can get for us not being in the ELF, which I think for us was a selling point to our players this year too, for having guys not wanting to leave by playing in the CEFL. So we gave the guys the opportunity to say, hey, you can stay in Graz and play in the AFL, but still play international football. And I think that was a big sell to some of our younger players who are in university, have work, have jobs. The travel to Vienna or Innsbruck is quite, tough week by week. So we gave them the opportunity to stay. And luckily for us, we're 10-2 and 9-1 in the AFL. So it's been a good thing so far.
That's thank you for destroying. I mean that not this is not funny for destroying those rumors because they were hardly turning around in the on the internet, mainly on the internet, and now we have an official voice who says no. For now, we won't do that.
Yeah, no.
Let's go to we are coming to the last question maybe. Uh, um, if you want to leave a message for players, fans, people who want to start playing football, what were your message about from your point of view? What would you say to people who listen to you in the last 20 minutes and for now? What is your message to them?
Yeah, I mean, if anyone's interested in playing football, it's the American football. It's the best sport in the world. There's no, I've heard a lot of people say this recently, but it's the best sport in the world because there's no limit on age, size, weight, or height. There's a position for everyone, where in some sports you have to meet a certain height, a certain weight, a certain stamina, conditioning, where in football, hey, if you're a bigger guy, well, there's a spot for you where you don't have to run very far and too much. If you want to catch the ball, there's spots for you. If you like physicality, you can play defense. So it's the best sport in the world where it allows everyone to have a spot and find a place to play and get another hobby. And also, it really develops you as a person. It pushes you through adversity. It tests your body and your mind, and it's a really good thing. And I think if people look through it, as we said, it's growing so much that if you are interested in trying it, please do so. Find your local club, no matter who it is, where it is. You don't need to start at the top. If you look at a lot of these players in the European League of Football, they were regional players in their countries, guys that might have even decided to quit youth football, and now they're playing in the highest leagues. The best leagues are all around Europe, and you even have a few guys that are in the NFL international pathway program. So it will take you as far as you want to go. Just give it a try and see if it works for you. And I would recommend it to everybody all the time, especially now with all the safety and protocols that we have with tackling and the newer helmets and everything else. It's not quite as dangerous as it was. So it definitely is something I think all children and young guys should try if they want to, and their parents, of course, allow them to. That's the other key in this situation. So.
And it was a really good, let's say, a speech pro American football. And
Yeah.
we were the whole team of my podcast is very proud that we had you for the last 30 minutes now. And I wish you for the game, for the upcoming game in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, very much maybe a victory because it should be an Austrian victory and the Giants are from Austria. So good luck for the game.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we hope we can make Austria proud and Giants proud. We don't want to be the first team that allows Prague to make the Austrian Bowl either as a non-Austrian team. So we have a lot to look forward to, and we hope we can get it done for everybody involved, Austria, and especially our fans and Giants Nation here. They've been waiting so long to just get back. So we're hoping that we can at least get us there. And then once we're there, you never know what can happen. So that's what we're looking for.
I think most of the community will say thumbs up for the Giants, even if it needs people.
Thank you very much.
Mike, thank you for your time. Thank you for talking to us, for talking to on our show. I hope to have you again, maybe.
Of course, yeah.
And we keep in touch.
Of course, perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, meine lieben Freunde, das war Mike Mattingly, Head Coach von den Granz Giants. Nächste Woche wandern wir nach, ja, wir haben Berlin Thunder, den Herrn Eppler aus der O-Line bei uns. Auf den freue ich mich auch schon sehr. Der hat uns schon zugesagt. Ich wünsche euch bis nächste Woche alles Gutes und stay into Football.